Welcome to the garage and the first ever live building of a removable gate OEM. I practiced on this third party and we're just gonna see how this goes. So, this video might end up being really long and I might do it in multiple parts, but I am gonna do it. So the first thing we're gonna do to get it started is we're gonna cut this whole lifted section right off. And this is going to be done in a few steps. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 8 holes. I'm going to cut like 8. I'm going to make 8 cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all on the octagon. That's going to turn it into more or less 8 rectangles that are only connected on one side. And from there, I'll be able to tear it off and leave just a little bit over. And from there, I'm going to use some sandpaper and I'm going to sand it nice. Then it should be ready. Might also use a polishing wheel just to get it even more nice. And then from there, I'm going to put in the drill jig and use that drill. I also have a Dremel for the sanding. And we're just going to see how this goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make these cuts, okay? And I want to make something clear about doing these cuts is that you're going to want to avoid getting stress marks on the part that you're not removing. You see that white? So you don't want to put your flush cutter all the way over here because then you're going to get stress cuts into the part you're not removing. So I'm going to be very careful with it and make sure that there's plenty of room for that stress to form. And we're just going to take it slow and steady and get all those cuts in. And I'm also going to do a little bit of wiggling side to side until we have a nice cut right on the gate, okay? And you will see me when I have 8 of these. All right, so here are my notches. These look like, well, I don't know, what was that one company that used to make really shitty notches that looked exactly like this? I don't remember, but now I'm going to take my pliers here and I'm going to lift up on this plastic and make them easier to pull away at and to cut later. So I'm not getting a good, maybe this one will be better. This type of thing. See, just like that. Pulling up, and then it should just tear right off. See? And that's a great starting point to use a different tool. So that's what I'm gonna do, and you will see me in a bit. So that took no time at all. The pieces tore away really cleanly using my pliers. It looks like that from the side now. So now that it's kind of much less material here, here's what I took off. I'm gonna try the polishing tip and see how that turns out. I think that might be a good idea. And then depending on how that turns out, I'll use the normal sanding wheel. With the sanding wheel, you have to go a little bit on the inside, like around like that, to get some of this material that, you know, it's from the gate, so the gate slopes inward. And you have to remove some of that and make it just kind of really nice. So yeah, haven't touched the inside, just this part. So I'm gonna try using the Dremel. I'm gonna try getting at what's left and see what I can do. The polishing wheel is actually working really great. What I'm doing is I'm using my hole. I have it on high, so that. And I'm holding it with my whole hand really steady, directly downward into this gate. So like, you know, just like that, really directly downward, very firm. I'm just trying to go in like a circular motion. As you can see, as you can see, I'm gonna get it even flatter, even flusher, and just see where I can go from there. So that took like no time at all, but it's already much flatter. By the way, I'm using a Dremel 200. It's like the cheapest Dremel you can get. Has 2 modes. But what I'm noticing now is that I'm getting a lot of flashing. So now I'm probably gonna go with my pliers again and try to just pick at that flashing and see how clean I can get it, and then examine where I am. At that point, maybe I'll sand it, or I'll figure out what I'm gonna do from there. Slight change of plans. I didn't end up using the my pliers to get rid of the flashing. What I instead did is I actually just ran my thumb right along this ridge and like upward, and that got a lot of it out, and then I used my fingernail around here, that got a lot of it out. So that's what I recommend you do. So the polishing wheel worked so well, if you see here, and it left no scratches on the surface, that I'm actually just going to continue with that and see how far I can go with the polishing wheel, and try to be very firm, very much in the middle, try to avoid the surface as much as possible. In fact, I might tape up the surface just to keep it safe. Let's see how that goes. All right, so I duct taped it in a spiral pattern. And what I'm hoping is that this provides a little bit of protection as I get closer to the surface of the GameCube controller, so that as I use my polishing tip, I don't scrape parts that I don't want to sand. I'm gonna hopefully really carefully and just hold the Dremel really sturdy and just get what's revealed there. That's the goal. I'll fill you in when I'm done with that. I'm really happy with how it's going so far. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use the polishing bit in a little bit of a different way and try to get some of the inside. And I'm going to go like this instead of downward straight. So yeah, that is what I will do. And I will come back to you when I'm there. So I'm really happy with how it's going. I think it's time for me to remove the duct tape and see what we have under the surface. Hopefully it all comes off in one piece. I kind of taped it so that it would, and it looks like it is. For the most part. What are you doing? There we go. Got to give it a little bit of help. Okay. So let me just pick away with my nail at some of this adhesive that's left over. My finger accidentally touched the end recording button while I was peeling. But look at that. Look at that. It's not even burred. It's just beautiful. That's adhesive on that corner there, but look, it still has the matte finish. I've barely hurt it. I'm gonna feel it. It's not quite flush, but it's really close. I'm not sure what I will do from this point forward. I'll think about it. All right, so I put the tape back on. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of manual sanding, see where that takes me. We'll check back when I'm done. One more thing. The motion I'm doing for this sanding for now is I'm taking my finger and I'm putting it in the gate and I'm kind of rotating it like that. It's much easier to do when you have 2 hands, but I'm doing a little bit of that motion just to hopefully get it even and flush. I added one more piece of tape here just to cover it up. And at this point now I'm running my finger along the seam and feeling where it's least flush. And I'm feeling a little here and a little here. So I'm gonna focus on those 2 spots. All right, so now that it's so close to being flush, what I'm doing now is I'm feeling with my finger again, but instead of doing that circular motion, I'm really targeting specific spots. I'm kind of just going like that. And I'm gonna do that for a little bit more and see where it takes me. I've really been at this thing, and I think it's once again time to remove the tape. I think so far it's coming out really nice. Okay, tape is off. Now look at that. That's like a perfect little controller. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, like wash it, and then feel it and see how it is. Maybe take some pictures. I took it in. I put a little rubbing alcohol wipe on it, wiped it off to get some of that, duct tape gunk off. And this is what I'm left with. It's so perfect. There's a little nick right there, but other than that, you know, a screw hole is probably going to go there anyway. We'll see, but maybe not. We'll see. But I didn't even burr the surface around it. See, it's fucking perfect. Really happy with it. Now I'm going to do the drilling. So I'm going to do a quick showcase on the drilling because I am not going to do the drilling on camera, obviously. But I have a little cordless drill here. So if you press it really lightly, you're going to get a really slow drill, and then it gets faster. So what you can do, and you know, I'm obviously not going to drill the OEM with one hand, but I don't really care about this thing. So I'm holding it, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it right into place, and then slowly press that trigger until you get a really nice, slow, controlled drill. And the controller shouldn't move, shouldn't budge. You're going to see some of that material coming out until you get it like that. And you saw it kind of moved right when it got to the end. The goal is for that to not happen, but you know, I'm holding with one hand. So just hold it really steady and feel when it gets to that point, and then hold it really, really steady and just kind of let the drill go, and that'll clear out that hole and make it really clean. And you're going to get, there we go. Just like that. Beautiful hole. See? So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to come over to this, and we're going to put the drill jig in. So you're going to find the side with the text on it that says this side up. I think it's that. Is that it? I kind of need a light. Anyway, it should be that. And anyway, you don't even need to know, because as long as the pegs, these two tiny holes line up with the pegs here, and this big hole lines up with the screw post, it is put in, so it can't go in wrong. There. Just like that. And now I can see the text. It says 3/16 inch, the side up. So you're going to use a 3/16 drill bit. I'm going to push it in a little bit with my pliers and just really get it in there. Fit it there in really nice, and then make the drill holes. See that? And I will see you when I'm done with that. I just drilled the holes. I took the drill jig out. I cleared away any debris, any burring, any flashing, and look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. And the drill jig did not break, despite having this really thin wall here. It was completely intact, completely reusable for another controller. So yeah, I couldn't be happier. Let's take this inside, fit a gate plate on it, see how it goes. Look at that. It's beautiful. Little nick there, but come on. All right, and as for the moment of truth, these pegs go into these holes, just like that. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. The problem with this is that you can actually put it on 3 separate ways, but it only really connects with the curvature one way. So you kind of gotta get it right. You can tell because the gate will be aligned, but look at that. Definitely needs to be screwed in with the thread holder, but look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. I could not be happier. So these little pegs here, they fit right in. They're the perfect size for the 3/16 inch drill bit. And you're gonna wanna see where it has this lifted lip here, and that's gonna go into this corner. And it connects like Legos. Boop, boop, boop. See? Now it's perfectly on there. Now I have a few more pieces. I'm gonna put the thread holder on, put a little bit of glue there, and then stick it on the back. Let's see how that goes. All right, so there's the glue. I'm gonna put it on now. Just like that. just like that. There it is. Now I'm just gonna find something that I can use to like kind of push it on, and that's too big. Maybe I'll just use these, like push it like that, and just make sure it's all nice and firmly put on there. And there we have it, it's good and on there. I'm going to grab the thread pieces and the screws and a screwdriver and make this official. Have these thread pieces, I'm gonna put them in the thread holder, push them down, and once all three of them are in, we'll screw them. All right, there we have it. Oh, I guess it's sideways. Now all I have to do is screw them in, and they should screw to expand. So here it is. There's the gate. There are the screws. The inserts. I might put a little glue behind those just to keep them in, like for sure, but we'll see. Overall, I'm really happy.